Stack the money, make it multiply. Yellow, white, gold,
What's up, everybody? We back. Facts over feelings, playoffs edition. So we just finished the playoffs, or we just finished the play-in, excuse me. I'm Bobby Champion.
I'm Chris Staples.
We got our special guest here.
Marlin, Brandoe.
Hey, man. And we about to get right to it. We speaking all facts. Chris, get out your feelings. He always knows.
Here you go, bro. Don't start off like that, man. Don't start off like that.
He was about to cry as he thought Morant was about to lose. You know, Steph Curry won. But with that said, we're going to jump right into the topics, right? We got the play-ins. Those are done. Grizzlies are in. Lakers are in. Okay, but I need to know, who is your surprise of the year? What's your surprise of the year?
This game might have been
Surprise of the year?
This game might have been one of the more surprises. Like, we have said that at the beginning of the year that the Warriors would have been in the playoffs because they look like a lottery team this year.
Okay.
So the fact they made it to the play-in was a surprise. And what we said that Steph Curry would have lost to Morant for the play-in game to go to the playoffs. That's a surprise. I feel like that for me. And I was maybe the Knicks too. That's a surprise.
There you go. There you go.
The Knicks is a surprise too. But this game was a surprise. There's a lot of stuff that was happening in this game.
It was a surprise, but I mean, it's a surprise when you think of franchises. When you look at the matchups and the teams, I think you kind of seen the writings on the wall, but you know, you just really never really want to bet.
I didn't have the Grizzlies.
You just don't want to bet against Steph. You know what I mean?
I didn't have the Grizzlies in the playoffs this year.
I kind of did.
I had Pelicans.
Yeah.
It's hard to say it in the West because it's so many good teams. But I will say, you did expect to see the Grizz. I was surprised by the Grizzlies last year. I feel like they took that leap. They got the experience. Now they're in.
Right.
My biggest surprise of the year, I would have to say, the Knicks made the playoffs, and I know I made the prediction that they was going to be good, but I didn't expect them to get the 4th seed. Like, that's definitely my surprise of the year. I did not expect that. The Knicks are in the playoffs. They're not only looking like they're in the playoffs, they're looking like they're ready to make some noise in the playoffs. Like, they're ready to upset somebody. If they will, I don't know. But Derrick Rose is looking good coming off the bench. R.J. Barrett and obviously Randall, first time making an All-Star game. That's my surprise of the year. What you mean?
I'm gonna take a different approach. I'm gonna say on a maybe not a good thing, but I'm gonna say the Washington Wizards, man. That's one of my biggest surprises that they didn't do as well as I thought they would. I thought that backcourt would be quite dynamic between Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook because they offset each other, and it really just didn't click or gel, right away. They getting it together, but I just thought they would have a higher seeding position in the playoffs just with those two talents alone.
I feel you on that. But they did have. I'm always a big advocate because I'm a Westbrook fan. But Westbrook had COVID this year.
Yeah.
He had a hamstring injury. Bradley Beal had a hamstring injury. They had a lot of injuries.
They traded their franchise player and John Wall.
And then you see the difference too, with what happened with John Wall versus what happened with Russell Westbrook. One team's in the playoffs. One team is the worst team and one of the worst teams in the West. So, but I think for them to be their 8th seed, it's not an 8th seed that you really want to play against because at any given time they could go off. So, but at the same time, I'm surprised that they didn't do as well as they were predicted to do, or that you expect them to do.
Yeah. I mean, those things are true. Those are all true. I think that's a good one right there. That's definitely a surprise. So let's move on to the next topic, right? We got the MVP candidates, which are CP3.
No.
CP3 is not even a candidate?
No, MVP. What you want to talk about? But the NBA put out already who were the top 3.
It was Jokic?
It was Jokic, Embiid, and Steph Curry.
That's ridiculous. They don't even got CP3 in there.
Or James Harden?
No.
That's just ridiculous. That's disrespectful.
That's disrespectful.
They said those were the finalists.
That's disrespectful.
That's disrespectful. That's
For real.
disrespectful.
No, James Harden missed a lot of games. He's not in there either. But he should be like.
So who is your MVP for the season?
I'm saying Chris Paul should be MVP.
Chris Paul. Okay.
That's a fact. Okay, let's get into the facts, all right? Not my feelings. Fact. Chris Paul came to the Suns for the first. This is his first year on the Suns. He's 36 years old. The Suns did not make the playoffs last year. They are the 2nd seed in the West. They are contenders. Fact. Last year, Chris Paul went to OKC. They were supposed to be a lottery team. They ended up being 4th in the West and almost beating the Houston Rockets. They took them to 7 games. Chris Paul is a value. He's the most valuable player in the league on his team.
I think
It's not about points.
He's the biggest impact player. I don't agree with that one. I don't think he is. I think he should have been a candidate. But just the fact that his team was a lot deeper as far as adversity, they didn't go through none of the stars had major injuries or had any injuries where they were missing a lot of games. So that's the only, I think, he took them to the mountaintop as far as making the playoffs finally as an organization. But just like how the Grizzlies were in the playoffs last year and I expected them to make a leap, the Suns did the same thing. I expected them to. These are facts for sure. If you could check the tape, I said the Suns had the best offseason. Did I not?
You're right. Because of who?
Because they got Chris Paul.
Exactly.
But the point of me saying, any team that he goes to, he's probably going to the playoffs. He's not winning. They're not going to win a championship, probably. But
they probably could have won a championship.
They're a championship contender this year.
Hey, not gonna hurt me. Houston never won a championship.
But that's his only issue. He always get hurt in the worst possible time. Hopefully this year it doesn't happen. I love CP3, man. Great player, great person. So I don't think it's him. I will have to give it to Jokic, man. I'm gonna have to give it to Jokic. And the only reason I'm gonna give it to Jokic, right? Because I'm gonna base it off of how they've been giving out the other MVPs, right? It's normally based on who has
top seed usually,
who has one of the top seeds and numbers, and who's played who's played most of the games. Jokic hasn't missed many games, if any. Murray, he lost his other star, right? And Murray being out, and they still maintained a high seed. They didn't end up in playing games like the Lakers did when they stars went out. So I would have to give it to Jokic, man.
Who are you giving it to?
Who I would give it to, they don't have on the ballot, and that would be James Harden, because people wouldn't give it to him because of how he left, but it shows evidence. Like, he leave a team, they the worst team.
He missed so many games.
Man, still.
Part of missing games, though, wasn't his fault, though.
Like, you know what I mean?
It wasn't.
What you mean?
Because the first games that he was missing was because that whole little trade thing he was trying to get out.
But then what about the second half? What about like the last?
But I'm just saying,
if he wouldn't have had to miss the other games, he wouldn't have got injured.
But I'm just saying valuable. So I'm just saying it from a standpoint of he leaves Houston, goes to a whole nother team where honestly the superstars didn't play with him for months. You know what I mean? So he actually led them. And when he didn't play, they actually didn't play as good with the other superstars that was playing when he didn't play.
That's fair.
That's fair. So,
if I'm gonna give it to somebody though who and it has to be and they were injured, I would have to give it to Embiid before I give it to Harden.
No. See, look, these dudes in their feelings. Let me tell y'all right now.
What?
Fact, and I didn't want to bring this up, but fact, Giannis should be MVP every year.
Oh my God. My God.
That's fact.
You talk about feelings? What facts do you have to base this on?
His numbers every single year. What you mean? He ain't playing alongside another star. Ben Simmons is a star.
He's not playing against another star. He got Drew Holiday on his team. He got Chris Middleton on his team, who was the star before he was the star.
Is Chris Middleton really a star?
Yes, he was a star before he was a star. He was the star of the Bucks before he left.
He wasn't
Giannis. He was.
Chris Middleton is actually a better basketball player.
They 100% agree.
100%.
As an overall basketball player, putting the ball on the floor, scoring from all three levels.
I definitely
believe
Now is Giannis more talented and more just physically gifted? Yeah, but
can we do a fact check on what Giannis is averaging this season? If we talk about numbers and records, Giannis was every single year. We just so used to it because we like,
numbers and record. Their record was that good.
MVP
what about when Jimmy Butler
award.
And Bam put the clamps on you?
That's in the playoffs.
Was he the MVP
we talking
then?
about regular season.
Was he the MVP then?
That's one.
And as a matter of fact,
we're talking about regular season.
As a matter of fact,
Giannis.
It's not Giannis, bro. If it was somebody last year, it was LeBron.
Numbers and records.
LeBron is the only player that you could say every single year you can look at the stats is LeBron, and maybe Russ.
And the point is,
but he injured
Jokic held it down while Jamal Murray was there, but at the same time, Jamal Murray was the best player on the team.
What? Never. He was not the best player on the team. Are you serious? He was having a terrible season this year.
Neither one of them really is the best player on their team.
Neither. So we talking about last year.
I don't think neither one of those guys is the best player on their team.
Who's the best player on that team?
In my opinion,
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr.
He got the most potential on the team. He ain't the best player
there
on the
you
team.
go.
He got the most potential. He gonna be the he gonna be a superstar.
He could
one
be
day.
the best player.
He got the most potential,
like-
but not best player. No. What you mean? Come on. But anyways, all right. So my MVP, Chris Paul. Yours is who?
Mine is Jokic. We went with Jokic.
Okay.
Jokic
Okay.
MVP.
And you said James Harden. I guess I ain't gonna argue with that. Jokic probably will win it because he's the only person that's in the finalists of the people.
I mean, it's the narrative too. They set up the narrative from the beginning of the year. Before the season even started, I feel like 5 games in, it was like, oh my God, Jokic. And
he put up crazy numbers.
He did.
He put up some crazy numbers.
He did. The only thing and this is me saying he's the winner in my eyes, and he probably will win it. But I'm gonna say this is where they're gonna run into issues in the playoffs. You have your center running point guard, so he can't you can't speed up the pace of the game, right? He's not speeding up. He can make an outlet pass. Really,
I wonder what
really
Aaron
well.
Gordon gonna do in the playoffs.
What he always done in the playoffs.
Aaron Gordon, will he be in the playoffs? Orlando be?
Orlando been in the playoffs before, man. But, I mean, they probably.
But I don't know. Yeah, Michael Porter. They got a solid squad. They definitely needed Murray this year.
If Jamal Murray's not there, I don't know how much noise they're gonna make the playoffs.
Nah, I don't.
Because it's too. Their offense is too predictable.
Yeah, no, I agree. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I said with Chris Paul, you just don't know. He a closer. He controls the tempo of the game.
I like Chris Paul. The only thing about Chris Paul is it will be hard to look at it 10 years. I get all your points, but 10 years from now, it would be one of those MVPs where you will look back at it and be like, wait a minute. We gave a guy averaging this.
See, you talk about if we talk about
that's why I said. That's why I said 10 years from now. It's like, or if you don't know the narrative
Yeah,
and you didn't get to watch the season and all that,
like
you would look
Steve
at it. I'll look at Steph Curry's numbers for this year and be like, wait, how did he get the MVP and Steph Curry didn't? Leading the league in scoring, all etc.
That's just one.
You know,
you don't say etc.
But no, I'm saying etc. with the stats.
Okay, because it would just be leading the league in scoring. That'd be one thing.
I mean, and carrying his whole team on the back with no other star even present. You just watched them play.
Man,
he still got Devin Booker and Aiden, and Aiden is a lottery pick.
I'm just not a fan of getting MVPs if you ain't make the playoffs. Is the play in considered?
That's what I said. That's why since they didn't make it, you didn't hear me say. If they would, I would have said no. But I'm saying if you give it to CP3, it's one of those things that you look at like 5-10 years from now if you didn't see it. And
I look at a CP3.
How did he win it?
I look at a CP3 MVP. I don't know if y'all remember, but but when the Pistons was winning, like Chauncey
Billups.
Chauncey was
that's
always
what me of.
That's what he was always in the running.
never got the
never
MVP.
gonna win it because it's like his numbers just not gaudy enough. You know what I'm saying? Like
he have like
only person to ever win MVP without gaudy numbers is Steve Nash. Like he's the only one.
His numbers were still a little crazy though.
I mean, it was like having like 17 and 11. I mean, they just was winning. They had the best record in the league. You know
I want to say he was averaging like 14 assists or something. It was something dumb.
I mean, James Harden do that with 35 points. So
that's a Westbrook every day.
You know what I'm saying? So that's relative.
What's the next topic, bro? Y'all about to make me mad.
Don't get mad. Get out. Oh, you heard that. He just said it himself. He about to get mad. He about to get mad.
Stop laughing, man.
He about to get mad.
Bro. All right, come on, man. Next topic, man.
All right, cool. Okay, so we moving on to the next topic, okay? So we need to know, all right? So going into the playoffs, who is your pick to win the championship? Who do you have winning it all, taking it home?
All right, so I'm going with. Oh man.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry. Who's coming out the East? Who's coming out the West? Let's start with that.
Thank you.
Let's start with
We
that.
gotta slow it down. We're gonna bring it
Let's
back
rewind.
because the playoffs ain't even started yet.
Who's coming out the East? Who's coming out the West?
All right.
And then we'll go to the champion.
I'm going with the Clippers and the Bucks. Yeah.
Bro, can you get out of your feelings for 5 seconds with you and this
I'm telling
this
you,
man crush that you got on Giannis?
This really how I feel. I feel like the Sixers.
Do you know who they playing in the first round? Yes.
Bucks playing Miami.
You saw what happened last year? What's
That's
changed?
last year. Giannis is better this year. He actually better this year than he is last year.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Are the Heat better than they was last year?
No, they're not.
They got Oladipo.
They did not have Oladipo's not playing. Go wait. See, he talking feelings. Oladipo's not playing, bro.
He out?
Yeah, he's out.
He injured?
Bro, you want to cut this tape because Oladipo's not playing. You ain't seen Oladipo in months. Come on, man.
What happened to Oladipo?
He been injured, bro. He is injury prone.
Well, they beat him last year without Oladipo, so it's definitely over still.
God.
Because
That's how I know
Bam
I'm
and
talking.
Jimmy is going to have... These is facts. Even without Oladipo, they beat him, right? And who was checking them? Bam still going to be checking Giannis, right? Jimmy they still be putting up a wall against Giannis. They still offense is still the same. It's get a ball to Giannis at the top of the key and let him try to go ham.
Somebody got Lopez.
No, the biggest difference and the biggest chance you got to now beating the Heat is
Bucks
Drew Holiday
and the Clippers.
Okay, those are your picks. Who you got?
I got Brooklyn and the Lakers.
Brooklyn and the Lakers.
I mean, honestly,
That's what everybody want to see.
No, but
that's TV.
No, it's like in the East, who can score with them? Because they don't gotta stop nobody.
It's dope. Everybody gonna have different picks.
I would say the Lakers, but the Lakers look so gimpy right now.
They
literally one tweak away.
I'm not
one tweak.
Considering
AD didn't look good last game.
Considering everybody stays healthy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Considering that I don't see no one in the West beating them 4 times. I just don't see that happening, not even the Clippers. And that's only because the Clippers don't have a point guard.
That's one thing Clippers don't got.
They don't have a point guard at all.
Rondo.
No, Rondo. See, but it ain't like how it was with the Lakers.
Yeah,
it's not like how it was with the.
No, because they don't.
Rondo and LeBron they was working. I don't know why they let go of Rondo.
I said that too. That's why once again another time I was right.
It worked out.
Everybody said they had the best offseason.
But I don't
lost a Hall of Famer.
But I don't think they move enough as a team without the ball. The Clippers do. For Rondo to really flourish as he needs to flourish. Right.
ISO.
You know what I'm saying? Right. With Paul George and Kawhi, they get
all ISO players.
You know, so I just don't see that working for them.
With the East, I'm going with the 76ers, man. I feel like they've been gelling all year. They got a championship coach in Doc Rivers. So I think that's going to be crucial. The only reason I'm not picking the Nets is because, just like you said with the Lakers, I think they have some injury issues that have plagued them all season. Their big three haven't played more than 20 games total.
I feel like the Nets don't have defense.
They don't have defense.
Right. That's going to be an issue at the end of the day.
Yeah, defense and health for sure. And how they get all their buckets.
And if you look at the Nets game, like they're the greatest scorers, obviously. But they have no defense, and it's always a back and forth game because you can't guard anybody. Yeah. It's like going point for point.
That's what you're doing.
That's gonna be the problem.
And on top of that, with the Nets, how they get their points, all their points off. It's not really swing bucket.
Right.
It's ISO. It's like 3 players you can't check.
I feel like with the Nets, honestly, if one of the big three go down, let's just say if like Kyrie or KD went down, they would win the championship.
Still a problem.
They would win the championship. Because I feel like they
don't
need
better without one of them.
I know. They just need 2 of them. Like, if it was just Kyrie and James Harden, they would win a championship.
Yeah.
If it was James Harden and Kevin Durant.
Because you basically got the 3 best offensive players in the NBA. Offensive.
Yeah, which I think about to say MVP. I think about to say MVP.
You ain't take him off the line.
Yeah, but they don't need 3. That's what I'm saying. That's why it take away from James Harden. Because he's like, these dudes don't move without the rock.
Yeah, but you know what I would say
to
with the East though. I don't know if as a whole teams in the East could make shots like Brooklyn though.
But in the East, you know what? Once it comes playoff time, it's never about a lot of scoring. Even with their offense, I guarantee you, the game's going to slow down.
I know, but I'm looking at experience too though.
He looking bouncy.
Experience too. You got them 4 dudes between those 3 dudes. I mean, that's like 5 finals and like 4 conference finals. You know what I'm saying? Well, I forgot James Harden went to the finals too. So all of them have been to the finals before, more so than any other team in the East. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at experience down the line, and they not like old guys, they older, but they're still in their prime. I just don't see a team in the East beating them 4 times.
Okay. Well, out the West, I do agree with you said the Clippers, right?
Yeah.
Out the West, I hate picking against LeBron. LeBron's my favorite player. I never want to bet against him. But I just think that the injuries, I think that the way that we had to rush back into the season, the whole pandemic,
right.
I think that's going to hurt us. And even watching last game, where they played the Warriors, AD played, he played decent, but you could tell he wasn't, in my opinion, he wasn't moving
They're
around.
trying to play safe. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't moving around like how he's known.
They're not going out there. They making sure they staying as healthy as they can.
Yeah.
And at the same time playing timid.
Yeah.
That's how I felt AD did.
Definitely. A lot of jumpers. So that's
every time somebody fall, you're like, hold on. Is he gonna get back up?
He's the glass man for sure. He's the glass man.
Real.
But I'm really strong on my opinion about the East. I really feel like the 76ers are that team to sleep on. Matchup wise, I think they match up really well with Brooklyn because you don't have any of those superstars that can check Joel Embiid.
And you know what? Okay, the X factor is not just Joel Embiid. The X factor.
Tobias
Harris.
Yep.
He is the X factor. If he go out there and play like how he plays and he's consistent, then they're gonna be a real problem. But sometimes he is inconsistent. That's his only issue.
But I just don't. The thing with Philly.
And Danny Green, you can't trust him at all. And he's a starter.
I just
you about to make me unpick them. Just off the strip, you just reminded me on
saying
that
when it's a race to 100, who do you really pick in the East to win? Because that's the question that you really gotta ask. Though, because good defense is holding up teams to 100 points.
Though.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. But what I'm
league.
saying is good defense is right now is holding a team to 100 points. You know what I'm saying? It ain't because people are scoring 120 up, right. So if that's still the race to 100, like who do you think will win that race quicker?
I mean, on paper, you look at the Nets offense.
The Bucks. I'm going with the Bucks. You can't stop them. You really can't stop them, bro. They got too much firepower.
You're going to see. They're going to play against the Heat, and the Heat going to give them issues. The Heat are my secondary pick. If it ain't the 76ers, it's going to be the Heat.
He ain't got it.
It's not going to be them, for sure. All right, so those are our picks to come out the East and the West. Now, okay, who's winning the whole thing? Taking all the marbles, all the money, the rings, the trophy. Who's taking it home? Who is it going to be?
Well, if I pick between the Bucks and the Clippers,
if you say Giannis, bro, I'm about to jump out the window.
I'm going to say Giannis, bro. Yo, Giannis, bro. He about to take home the crown this year. He's going to say, he won 2 MVPs in the last 3 years, 2 MVPs, and then the finals championship and the finals MVP. Giannis, collect your ring, bro. And after that, we're going to be talking about Giannis, the best player ever.
I'm going to say this, Giannis. I'm talking to you personally. If you guys win, you better get this dude some seats to the game.
I'm just saying.
You better send out something because this your number one fan. You think? For the past 3 years, I can attest every argument when I say MVP since before you even started. He was like, Giannis.
Yes. Bro, y'all ever watch Giannis
Send the tickets
play?
out, bro. Tag up Giannis in the comments.
You cannot guard him.
Whatever. He's obviously guardable. They showed that in the playoffs. But Giannis, send him something, man. Some shoes. Something, bro.
Y'all know Giannis is hard to guard, bro. He's tough.
Stop playing with me, man.
I'm saying the Bucks are gonna win the championship this year. This is their year. They got facts. The Bucks have probably the most chemistry on the team because they've been playing together for a while now. A lot of these teams are actually fairly new to playing with each other for a long. The big three with the Nets, although great, although great,
except the Clippers,
Sixers too.
Clippers in their second year.
And the 76ers. Yeah, the 76ers.
Sixers, they about 5.
But even the Sixers last year, they were missing Ben Simmons in the playoffs.
Right, but
that's why they got smacked.
But I'm saying he been around the organization though enough to.
Okay, yeah, they got 3 by the same time. I
get your point about the cohesiveness of it, but they also got knocked out in the first round last year, and they're playing against the same team that they got knocked out in the first round.
That team that went to the championship.
That's
what went to the championship.
Yeah, but that's the team. But that's So you think they're not going to be better this year? They are.
They got better because they got Drew Holiday instead of Eric Bledsoe, who was reckless out there.
Everybody acting
Eric
like
Bledsoe was
Drew Holiday is great. Don't get me wrong.
He's way better than Eric Bledsoe,
but he's not way better than Eric Bledsoe, bro.
They're the same player.
No, they're not. Drew Holiday's way smarter, plays way better defense.
He just shoot better.
Way better defense. Drew Holiday's a good defender. And where's Eric Bledsoe? He's in Cancun. Eric Bledsoe's in Cancun right now. Him and Lonzo Ball.
I mean, he
in
only in
Zion.
Cancun because he got traded to the Pelicans. I mean, they've been going to Cancun since we can remember.
I'm just saying.
So
But
anybody would have went to them would have been going to
championship.
Cancun, including Giannis. Giannis would have went to them. He would be in
Championship.
Cancun too.
If he went to Pelicans, they might have.
Yeah, no, him and Zion would be
Yeah,
disgusting. But they'll probably have to give up Zion to get Giannis. So, but listen, man. So I have to go with. I hate to say this. I hate to say this. I hate to say this. I hate to say this.
Go. Make sure we remember this day at this time. 26 minutes, 21 seconds. Bobbie, say it.
I hate to say this. All right. I want the Lakers to win. I want LeBron to win. That's what I want.
We need this
but
record.
I think that the Clippers have the best chance to win this year.
Okay, so I have a question for you. So if the Clippers win,
Okay.
what are we talking about with Kawhi now?
I mean, Kawhi, show what he is. He just,
I mean,
he's
so
good.
now Kawhi,
He's a great. He's a Hall of Famer.
Three teams, three different championships.
He's still not a top 5 player all time.
He be LeBron.
I mean, did he the first championship to the Clippers? Has Clippers won a championship for it?
He be LeBron.
No, they have.
I mean, Lakers always win
I'm
championships.
saying
So it's not
Cleveland
like
never
nothing
won
new.
one. Cleveland never won one though.
He never won one. You're right. So damn, you're right. It might be LeBron with braids, bro. It might be LeBron with braids. We gonna have a conversation.
That's
Definitely
what
a
I'm
finals
saying.
MVP. He'd be in his fourth, fifth finals.
And at the end of the day, besides LeBron, and you put up it's Bron, KD, and Kawhi. When we talk about MVP,
I would
championship
love to see the
MVPs
Clippers
currently
match up with the
in NBA.
Lakers though in the playoffs at some point.
I'm sure it's gonna happen. I think it'll happen this year. I don't see the Suns getting past the Lakers. The matchups they don't match up with them because you don't got nobody check LeBron or AD.
I never bet against LeBron. Like,
So you
I'm
going?
going with the Lakers.
So the Lakers will win a championship.
Definitely. From a 7 seed at that.
Oh, that's a story to be told.
That's definitely a
After
story
that,
to be told.
okay, and I gotta admit, man, if LeBron can pull off another,
They say this every year. He said this last year.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I probably didn't say last year. It was because COVID was happening,
Because
so things was happening. So
yeah.
I gotta give,
I mean, because if he don't, if he don't get hurt,
It's so funny with LeBron. It's always like, oh, if he do this, he gonna be the. And then he does it, and they're like, I guess.
But it was things happening last year. It was COVID, bubble, people, like pressure, But now we got fans back in the arena, and then, pressure
Right.
from free throws. So I just feel like, but if he does pull us off from the 7th seed,
I just feel like if he didn't get hurt, they would have been upwards of 1 to 3.
we want to say you didn't give a lot of credit last year to AD. You was making me real mad with that. Cause
I liked AD a lot. No. You want to know who didn't give AD credit? To be honest, because you're such a Giannis fan, you didn't give AD credit. Because they gave Giannis the Defensive Player of the Year last year. He didn't lead the league in blocks. He didn't lead the league in steals. He didn't lead his team in blocks or steals. You know what Anthony Davis did? He did a couple of those categories.
AD, with all that being said,
What?
that AD wasn't in the MVP conversation.
I'm talking Defensive Player of the Year.
From last year?
Yeah, it's funny.
he should have been.
It's crazy because he's leading his team in points, rebounds, blocks, and steals, and LeBron was up for MVP. If me and you was on the same team and that was the case, I'm like, bro, I'm better than you. I'm leading this team in everything. Why? I'm the most
No. If me and you on the same team and I come over there, wait, no.
My first year on the team.
Okay.
First year on the team.
All right.
You came and got me. You didn't come over to. You brought me to
I
your
came
team,
and got you on
and
some little
I won
fella
the
shit. Like,
championship. I came to your team and led the team in all the categories, and we won a championship.
But I can't.
You're welcome.
You got to remember, LeBron went and got AD like on some little, like you little AD, like not little.
He went and traded
like,
his whole squad for AD.
He did. So AD
he came in
He
and
did it, bro. This is getting ridiculous.
All
Bro.
right,
This
it's all
is
good. You gonna make me.
no, because I gotta say this. This is getting ridiculous out here. All of these players are getting credit for stuff they never did before they even knew LeBron. What? Just like Kyrie, Kyrie didn't even take a whiff of the playoff. He didn't even of the playoffs before LeBron got there. Same thing with AD. Come on, bro. He didn't even make it out of the first round before
Bobby
my man
Knight
got there. Are you serious?
What you mean? So the Pelicans didn't make it to the second round of the playoffs?
So they made it to but they didn't get to the championship.
It's the Pelicans, bro. Just so you tell you, Pelicans always going to Cancun. They did make it to the second round playoffs, though, right?
They went to the playoffs twice, actually.
Yeah. What you mean? They lost to the Warriors, who won the championship.
They lost to the Warriors twice.
Yeah. Who won? KD and the Warriors.
Because he went 1 year without what's the big?
They
fella?
beat Damian Lillard.
The big fella.
DeMarcus Cousins.
DeMarcus. He
I
went 1
actually
year
don't know
without
how
Cousins.
true this is because when
They
I remember is
they
this.
beat OKC.
They had
They
Monty
beat-
Williams. Monty Williams led them to the playoffs for the first time in New Orleans Pelicans
beat
history.
OKC, and
then
then
he
they
got
beat Portland.
fired. Then after that, they wasn't going nowhere. That's what I
When they
remember.
had Rondo, right?
Yeah.
They
went
beat
to the playoffs.
OKC and they beat Portland, bro.
And then what happened?
They lost to the Warriors.
And then what happened after that?
And the Warriors won the championship.
No, I'm saying, but then what happened after that?
They have AD. They said AD come over here. When LeBron went to the
Dog got hurt. Cousins. He was hurt.
he
and that's kind of just broke up everything.
yeah, come on.
And
They
then
know.
what-
They-
then what happened?
he knew why he went and got
He
AD.
teamed up with LeBron, and then what happened?
No, he went and got AD.
Championship fee.
LeBron said,
There
"Hey,
you go.
please sign the clutch. We need you on the team." I trade my whole squad.
I highly
for you.
doubt LeBron running around begging like that. It's people trying to play with him
He's at
too.
AD house.
He might be. You might know better than me.
Bucks. Yo, Bucks. Let's win this championship. You can't believe it.
LeBron, let's go, bro.
I'm really
I ain't
surprised.
rooting for the Clippers. That's
crazy.
just
Bobby
my
said-
basketball mind.
Bobby
Like
just said-
I'm trying to not be in my feelings. I want LeBron to win. That'd be my feel. If I say LeBron, that'd be my
You see how he on the
feelings.
fence? You see
But
how he
I'm not on the fence.
I just think in the West, Drummond just gives them another.
He a monster.
Yeah, he just
a monster.
he just takes up a lot of space that they're going to need to take up.
He's gonna be in the way when it comes down to free throws at the end of the game.
I
When him and
mean-
LeBron in the game at the same time, I'm following either one of them. They clanking one of them, and it come down to.
But somebody gonna foul out if that's your strategy. To just
Go
do that.
ahead.
Because
Go
they
ahead. I have a
only
bench
drawing
player
fouls
in.
all game.
Hack a Drummond, hack a LeBron. Two bad free throw shooters in the game at the same time.
So
Get them on. No. Lakers ain't. Real talk, I mean, I like the Lakers, but at the same time, they like I said, they playing catch up on not getting hurt right now.
this year is a bad year for them.
It's like it's kind of like
Especially
the
getting hurt
Warriors.
right before the playoffs.
It's kind of like the Warriors where they were just kind of like trying to not get injured and then
Just trying to limp in there.
and then end up everybody being injured at the same time.
It's a dangerous thing. It's honestly, it's almost like you almost want to say, you know what, just chill this year, you know, and come back next
Don't
year.
get
You
LeBron on
know,
excuses, bro. If you don't win
I
a
ain't get-
championship,
I mean,
we're gonna talk
you don't
about
really
you.
need
We're
no
gonna talk
excuses.
about you when you don't win.
He
the
on that Mount
championship.
Rushmore
Yeah,
already.
He is on Mount Rushmore. Don't get popped in the first round, though.
I mean, he never lost the first round series in
Hey,
history.
it's the first time for everything.
I mean, the best player in the
no,
world
it's
just
not.
didn't even
Some
make the
stuff it ain't.
playoffs.
Yeah, what you mean? Yeah, MVP.
I mean, the best player in the world didn't even make the
You
playoffs.
got locked up
So
by
they say-
Ja. Now it might be Devin Booker turn. It might be Devin Booker turn. Let's go. I'm going for the Suns. Lakers
You
going
going
out
for the
first
Suns?
round. Lakers going out in the first
Oh
round.
my God, bro!
Lakers
This is
going out first
ridiculous.
round.
This is ridiculous. This is not.
Ooh,
This
and
is based on no facts, none. What you're saying, none. Because in LeBron's career, he's never lost in the first round. So this is straight up feelings for real.
Speculation.
So
Speculation.
okay, all right,
Speculation.
all right. But listen, man. So we here, facts over feelings. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you hop in them comments, tag, like, follow, all of that. Subscribe. Man, I'm Bobbie Champion.
I'm Chris Staples. Tell these who got their feelings, man.
Big Cross Marlin Brandoe.
Hey, man. Facts over feelings. We out. Peace. You sound crazy. That's what I'm saying.
I gotta make it a little controversial.
Everybody have different picks, though.
That was good. Job built.
Stack the money, make it multiply. Yellow, white, gold, can't decide. Came to conquer, we